So you take the bike to work, huh?
Sometimes.
The man with the bicycle is Alabama Republican Congressman Mo Brooks.
Congressman, is there any way we could get you to talk about January 6th?
I do not do interviews with CNN because I do not trust CNN to be honorable or truthful.
Yes, the same man who said this on January 6th.
Today is the day American patriots start taking down names and kicking ass.
Since then, he's peddled the bogus conspiracy theory that Antifa was behind the insurrection at the Capitol.
Well, can I ask you, do you still believe Antifa was behind January 6th?
I've already said what I'm going to say. I don't trust y'all to be truthful or honest.
Well, can you tell us if you regret what you said on January 6th?
I do not trust CNN to be truthful or honest, so I do no interviews.
Well, I'm just asking you
CNN.
questions. I'm asking you fair questions here, sir. Why can't you answer the question?
I do not trust y'all to be truthful or honest with anything CNN does.
It's on video. If you can just talk to us for a moment.
Then he rode off.
Lie through your teeth any chance you get.
Well, give you the chance to come on if you don't mind. Congresswoman?
We also caught up with GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who did stop to talk to us. For weeks, she's been spreading the false flag theory that the FBI was somehow involved in the riots. Despite all of that body cam footage showing Trump supporters and right-wing extremists storming the Capitol, not to mention hundreds of arrests of Trump rioters. But when we pressed her for evidence to back up her claims, she didn't offer any.
You've seen the video that's come out so far. What do you think of that video? It seems to show a lot of Trump supporters involved in the rioting. I didn't see any Antifa or FBI.
You know, here's how I see it.
Yeah.
The American taxpayers pay for everything here, right? They pay for the building, they pay for the cameras, they pay for the staff, they pay my salary, they pay for everything. And this is the type of video that they deserve to see publicly. So,
but I'm asking you about the video itself. When you look at the video, don't you mainly see Trump supporters involved in the rioting?
There's all kinds of people involved in the rioting. There's people in black clothes, there's people in red hats, there's people in Trump
there are
clothes.
Oath Keepers, there are people from the Proud Boys.
That's what we've read and seen, yes. And then
but they've been arrested. They've been arrested. They've been brought to court.
They're being held, some of them in solitary confinement, almost 24 hours a day in the jails here.
Right, but I'm wondering, so if they're being held in jail, if they're in solitary confinement, like you said, where does this stuff come from about the FBI and Antifa? Where are you getting that from, if I may be?
Well, this is the reports that have been
that.
coming out. There's, information that there may have been FBI operatives. Now, we don't know what that means, right? Is that informants? Is that, where does that go?
Where's the proof that the FBI was involved? Where's the proof that Antifa was involved? Don't you owe it to people to produce that proof, that evidence?
I don't know it. I didn't cause the riot, so I certainly don't owe it.
There's no evidence.
Well, look. There are questions that need to be answered. There are things.
You can ask questions about anything.
As she repeatedly dodged our questions, Greene did tell us she welcomed House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's announcement that a select committee will investigate the insurrection. In fact, she says she wants to be on the committee.
Would you like to serve on the committee? Would you like to be on the committee?
Sure, she should put me on the committee. That would be great,
And you would show up and ask questions? And
Absolutely. Of course I would. I've worked hard all my life, and I would work hard there as well.
But Greene has formed her own conclusion that former President Donald Trump is not responsible for January 6th.
You
don't think he's responsible?
No, absolutely not. He is not responsible for this riot here. The people that did the things here, they're responsible for it, not President Trump.
They're on video saying that they did this for Trump and so on.
We can go all day long, and every single time I'm going to tell you, President Trump did not cause the riot. President Trump told people to march here peacefully.
Do you think this was an act of domestic terrorism here?
I think it was a riot.
A riot by whom?
By people that came to the Capitol and committed...
The FBI rioted?
I don't
Antifa
have the
rioted?
list. If you want to do your job as a journalist, there's people in jail. They're being held solitary confinement. You can look up their names and see what their charges are. Those are the people being charged.
Have you met with any of them? Have you talked to any of them?
Absolutely not. I don't know any of them. They've committed crimes and they need their day in court. And that's absolutely what needs to happen.
As for the conspiracy theory about the FBI, Greene says she's willing to accept that the Bureau wasn't involved. But she wants to, get this, see the evidence. Yes, even though she hasn't offered any proof of her own.
But if the FBI tells you, Congresswoman, we didn't have any involvement in that, would you believe them?
Well, I'm sure, yes, of course. If they say they weren't and showed proof they weren't, then of course I would.
Sounding a lot like the former president, Green complained about some of the negative coverage she receives for the offensive comments she's made since coming to Congress, like when she compared mask mandates on Capitol Hill to the Holocaust.
You guys aren't very nice to me, though. You guys say terrible things about me all the time on your station, so it doesn't make me feel very welcome or want to come. And I'm sure you can understand from my perspective why I would feel that way.
There's been coverage of things that you've said.
Things that I've never said as a candidate and things I've never said as a member of Congress.
Well, there was a lot of coverage about the Holocaust issue, and you came out and apologized for that. But there was a lot of coverage there. Did you learn anything from that experience?
I totally talked about it out here. I mean, I even had a press conference.
Do you think that maybe it's time to choose your words more carefully?
I think you should think about choosing your words more carefully. Do you want to know why so many Republicans cannot stand CNN? It's because you guys don't choose your words carefully.
There's a lot of Republicans who watch CNN, who like CNN very much. We have a lot of them who come on our air.
Any. I don't know one. I honestly don't know one.
I could introduce you to some. There are many.
Don't know one.
I'm happy to do it.